Hey guys, good evening and thanks for joining. So in the morning class, we discussed about what is the licensing option for the endpoint security or maybe endpoint protection. And also we have seen about what is the design as well as implementation or deployment, nothing but client and server based approach. Then we discussed about what are the different types of policies we have to configure in the EDR tool. So example, threat prevention, antivirus, DLP, host IDS, host IPS, file integrity monitoring, application controller, app control, web control, update management, account lockout. Okay, so then also we have discussed a couple of detection methods, how this antivirus or EDR tool will identify the respective alerts or maybe attacks, then it will generate an alert notification. So example, signature based, heuristic approach, hash value method, sandboxing environment, baseline method, machine learning and artificial intelligence. Okay, so then we discussed about even Gartner report also. So who are all the best vendors are available in the market? So as per the Gartner quadrant. So quadrant means here 4 quadrants. So first quadrant is a leader quadrant. Second quadrant is a challenger. Third one is a niche player. Fourth one is visionary. So these are all the 4 different types of quadrants. And also we have seen what is the status of the antivirus agent. Okay, so antivirus agent may be active status or inactive state, unknown state. Okay, so then even sleeping state. So these are all the different types of status of the antivirus agent or EDR agent. Then also we have seen about the what are the different types of alert notifications or instant notifications we will receive. Okay, so status of the alert notifications or instant notification. First one is a blocked one. Second one is allowed one. Third one is quarantine. Next one is cleaned. So these are all the different types of status of the instant notifications. Also, we have seen what is the difference between antivirus and EDR. It's one of the interview question as well. So now antivirus and EDR topic is completed. Practical tool is pending. So that one we can discuss once these remaining 4 topics are completed. So next topic as per our endpoint security or endpoint protection is DLP. So I will give a little bit introduction about DLP and also what is PIA data and also PHI data. Then we can see how we can classify the data and also what are the different types of the data we have. So once that one is completed, then we'll go to HIDS, HAPS, file integrity monitoring, final encryption. So this encryption basically data at a rest. Hope everybody is remembered. So because this endpoint security we're providing, okay, that we can discuss later. Next one is the DLP in the endpoint security second solution. So full form is data loss or data leak prevention. So whenever any data breach it is happened or data leak it is happened. So in that scenario, we have to identify what type of data breach it is happening or data exfiltration it is happening or data leak it is happening. So to mitigate those type of data breaches or data exfiltration or data leaking, we will use data loss or data leak prevention. Okay, so here we can go and we can discuss one by one. First one is licensing option. So as I said morning also, for all the endpoint security or endpoint solution, okay, so we will use concept called, so same concept for every solution basically. So what the licensing option for the DLP? Based on number of endpoints. So first we have to gather the information related to how many laptops we have, how many MacBooks we have, how many workstations we have, how many desktops we have, and also even servers also. So after gathering all this information, then we have to go and purchase the licensing option. So from where we have to purchase this license? We have to purchase from the vendor or tool, whoever is providing to us. Okay, so that is about licensing. Next one is the design or deployment or implementation. So how we can deploy DLP related solution. So basically this one is the same as it is, whatever we discussed as a part of antivirus and EDR, nothing but client client and server based approach. Okay, client and server meaning here DLP agent we have to install on the each and every endpoint, and we have to open the port, and DLP server also we have to configure. And whenever this data breach it is happened, this a DLP agent will communicate it to the DLP server. Here DLP server. So example, maybe one of the employee is trying to copy some of the data through pen drive. That is one type of data leaking. Maybe from his machine or from his laptop, he is sending a mail to personal to professional email ID or professional to personal, vice versa. Okay, so that is also data leaking. Maybe one of the end user, they are trying to upload some of the data in the social networking websites. Example, patents information, copyrights information, and also our organization has got compromised, so and so attack. So these are all the critical data we should not expose. That is also one type of data breach or data leak. Even cloud also, if you don't implement sufficient controls in the cloud, example Amazon or Azure or Google Cloud and so on. So network access control list and security groups, if you don't implement properly, finally data exposure, it will happen. So using a cloud also data can be leaked. Okay, so these are all the ways how the data can be leaked. Okay, once the user is trying to do all those illegal or abnormal or malicious or suspicious or illegitimate activity on all these endpoints, this DLP agent will coordinate with the DLP server, and based on the policies configured, automatically it will block. Same concept once again here also. DLP agent we have to install here. This agent will communicate. This agent continuously will monitor what is user is doing. Is there any data leak is happening? Or data loss is we are losing? And this agent will communicate to DLP server. Based on the policies configured, automatically this activity it can be blocked. Okay, so that is deployment option. Next one is how data can be leaked. What are the different ways data can be leaked? So as I said, one is through removable devices. The second one is through email attachments or emails. So third one is through websites. Fourth one is through cloud. So these are all the ways how the data can be leaked. So removable devices means you know already. So one is through pen drive or memory stick or external hard disk or maybe Bluetooth or P2P devices and so on. Okay, we know only 3 categories under removable devices, but we have 9 categories are there once again for removable devices. Okay, second one is emails, sending the personal to professional and also professional to personal. So that is email. Websites, as I said, posting something in the any other websites. Example, morning we have seen one of the file I upload in the virushotel.com. If that file has any critical data or confidential data, obviously that is also a type of data leak. And that file doesn't have any malware. Okay, so that is uploading or downloading or even posting something in the any other websites or any websites. Next one is through cloud. If you don't implement proper access control list and security groups and also permissions, okay. So and also generating the keys. So even in the cloud also will generate the access key and as well as secret key. So if you don't implement these keys, finally data can be leaked. So these are all the ways how the data can be leaked. Okay. Now, so how can we classify the data? These are all things we discussed previously. Data can be leaked based on the 2 parameters. One is confidentiality. Second one is sensitivity. I told you this one also. So this is one of the CASSP okay exam question. Now what are the different types of the data we have? Types of the data. So one is internal data, nothing but only internal employee can access the data. Example, timesheet, example, financial reports, example, applying the leave, salary slips, all those internal data. Next one is a public data, everybody can access. Example, tcs.com. So maybe one of the end user, maybe he wants to apply one of the job in the tcs.com of the careers website. So everybody can access, right? So public. Next one, restricted one. So restricted meaning here, Public also called as external. Okay. So restricted one, when I say restricted one, only couple of people can see the data. Other people should not see. So maybe example, consider money value. When I say money value, projects, what are projects we are getting and what are projects we are losing as well, and what is the overall profit or overall loss. So the total thing will be taken care by CFO, Chief Finance Officer. So how much we have done and what is the pipeline projects and so on. We no need to understand about that one, right? So it's a restricted data. In the quarterly ones, they will go and they'll publish Q1 financial results, Q2 financial results, Q3 and Q4. They will make a summary, but we no need to understand about each and every project, how much we are getting, how much losses and so on. That one will be taken care of finance team. So those are the different types of files we can configure as a restricted one. Okay, so this is the way how every organization can be make types of the data. Okay, so next one is PIA data. This is personal oriented data. We have PIA personal related data. One is PIA data. So PIA is a full form personal identifiable information. Second one is PHA personal health information. Personal identifiable or identification information. Second, personal health information. So PA data several times we discussed. So example, first name, last name, mobile number, okay, passport information, then driving license, our debit card, credit card, all those will fall under PIA data. So this PIA data concept has come from GDPR compliances. So GDPR compliances, this GDPR compliance, first one is introduced by Europe continent. Okay, Europe has 25 countries. All those 25 countries, any PI data is exploring to the exposing to the public or customers. In that scenario, there are a lot of fines or penalties will be there. Okay, so there are a lot of penalties will be there related to GDPR compliances. So many companies, example, DD Global $1.1 billion they paid, and also JW Marriott Hotel they paid $250 million. Then British Airways also paid $150 million. Amazon is paid $850 million. Okay. So next one, T-Mobile also paid, Morgan Stanley, so many companies because of this GDPR compliances related to PI data exposure. So many penalties they paid or so many fines they paid. Who they will pay normally? They will pay to attackers or maybe they will pay to government of the respective country. Okay. So these are all the couple of examples of PI data. One of the YouTube video also I have made regarding to GDPR compliances. Please go and watch on that one. So how much penalties each and every customer or company has paid. So PHA personal health information. In the personal health information, basically one employee, any critical disability is there or any critical disease is there, HR team should not disclose those PHA data to other people. Okay. So maybe one of the person has a blind or maybe deaf or maybe cancer and so on. So even employees, they should not harass those people. Even our HR team, they should not inform to other people or other employees. That is one thing. One more thing is patient health monitoring part. So example, whenever you are visiting any hospital, so personally they have to call each and every person in the room for checkup or consulting part, and they have to ask about the whatever diseases you have and so on. So patient health also very important. So whatever healthcare related industries are there, Continental Health, Columbia Asia, next one is AIZ. Okay, so Yashoda, Apollo, and so on. So all these hospitals, they should make sure that PHA, any personal related or patient related health data should not be exposed to the public. Okay, that's why healthcare industry is also very, very important. Especially two sectors are very, very important nowadays for security purpose. One is banking sector, second one healthcare sector. Okay, so that is our PHA part. So next one, now what are the different types of policies we'll configure in the DLP? So DLP rules. So first DLP rules, what we will configure? We will configure web removable devices. So this is one of the configuration we have to do. Second one is through email attachments. So third one is through cloud. Fourth one is through websites. So these are all the different types of policies we have to configure. DLP policies or rules. Morning also we discussed what are the different types of EDR rules we have to configure or policies we have to configure. So these are all the different types of policies we have to configure in the DLP tool. DLP tool. So here bidirectional policy we have to configure. So either maybe using from pen drive to laptop or laptop to pen drive. So laptop to pen drive is one direction. Okay, so in this environment, pen drive to laptop is another direction. So bi means two way of directions is nothing but bidirectional. One is laptop to pen drive, that is one way of copying. Second one is pen drive to laptop, that is another way of copying. So bidirectionally we have to block. Okay, bidirection, bidirectional way have to block. So second one is email also. One is professional to personal and personal to professional both. Professional to personal and personal to professional. Maybe you are a developer, you resign from the company. So what are projects you worked on? Maybe through email attachment, you are attaching and you are sending to your personal email ID. That is also leaking of the data, one type of. Okay, so this is also bidirectional. So we have to block. We have to put the state as a block. Cloud. So cloud, we have to select either Amazon or Azure or GCP or Oracle. Okay, Alibaba or IBM and so on. So whenever DLP policy, we have to disable. Okay, disable DLP policy. Nothing but block. So next one is websites. Websites also, whenever anybody wants to try to, example, LinkedIn, most of the people I have seen, so their customers data, even their organization data, they will expose to the public. Example, when I was working some X company, my colleague itself from Singapore, he's from Singapore. So he disclosed out now the patent information. So he worked on one of the project related to patent. That patent he was mentioned in the LinkedIn posting. We should not do that type of thing. Okay. So most of the people are disclosing so much of data in the LinkedIn portals. Okay, so for websites also, whenever we are posting or uploading and downloading, so we have to make sure that any sensitive data is posting. You can go and you can post generic data, okay, but not company data. You can post your personal data, that's fine, but not organization data. Okay, so critical data or sensitive data should not post in the, so critical data in the website, uploading or downloading, disable or block. So these are all the different things. Even couple of policies we will configure related to PII data also. So another policy is country-based PII. Example, Australia. Next one is UK. Next one is all the Europe continents. Next one is Singapore. Next one is India, USA, and so on. Okay. So these are all the ways we have to configure PII data also, whether can we disclose any PII data or not? In case if we are disclosing first name and last name is fine, but not contact number or email address or passport number or any other banking sector, banking related data. Okay. So country-based PII data, every country has their own regulations and rules, legal point of view. According to that one, so we have to go and we have to implement this policy. So these are all the different types of policies we have to configure. Once we are configuring, any employee, example, these are all the employees' laptop. This employee is copying something through pen drive, or maybe this person is uploading something in the website. Maybe this person is sending an email from professional to personal email ID, and this guy is accessing some of the cloud related instances. In that scenario, this agent will communicate it to this DLP server based on the policies we configured. It will block it automatically. That's the concept. Here, there is no signature-based detection mechanism. There is no behavioral-based mechanism, because once the mail is going on, there is no pattern matching here. So end user is something, he is exposing something. It's most of the case, the internal users only, they will do exposing of the data. Okay. So that is about how to configure the policies. So these policies we have to enable. Now, who are all the vendors are available in the market? Vendors are tools. So right now, number one in the market, Digital Guardian. Digital Guardian. Second one is Microsoft. Third one is Symantec. Fourth one is Trend Micro. Fifth one is McAfee. EPO, e-policy orchestration. So these are the very famous vendors for the DLP related tools. Okay. So in case if you are getting the DLP vacancy, so consulting company, they will call you. So am I speaking to X? Okay, you have to respond back, yes, this is X. Okay, are you looking for any job change? Yes, I'm looking for job change. How many years of experience you have? Total number of years of experience. Maybe X years. Relevant experience, how many years? Maybe X minus 1 years. Okay, can you explain about your DLP roles? Do you have work experience on DLP? You have to say yes. Which tool you worked on? Example, McAfee or Sophos. I forgot Sophos also. Okay. So then explain about roles and responsibilities, what you are doing right now is a DLP. Now you should not go and explain about the EDR roles or maybe endpoint security related roles or SOC related roles and so on. Dedicated to DLP roles only you have to explain. So normally alerts will be received through DLP tool. In my organization, I'm using example Sophos EDR DLP tool. Once any DLP related alerts are received, so first of all, I will go and I will assign the ticket to myself. Thereafter that I will go and I will see who is the end user is trying to do illegal activity or illegitimate activity. I can identify the indicator of compromise information, indicator of attack information, through which host name or IP address this alert is generated. I will gather all those information. So then according to that one, I can go and I can see whether real it's a false positive and true positive. If it is a false positive, then I can close the incident. If it is a true positive, whatever data breach it has happened, so I will go and I will analyze the DLP logs or DLP related emails in the firewall and DLP related tools. That's what you have to explain. Okay.
RK, this DLP is a subset of EDR.
EDR. Nowadays, DLP is subset of EDR. That's right. Yeah. But as I said before, prior to 2018 or previously, so DLP is a separate tool. Why EDR tool is not sufficient to take care of the DLP related so breaches? Because mainly EDR tools focusing on PII data, but they are not focusing on these data. I will show you practically, don't worry. So mainly these type of data breaches, it is not blocking by EDR tools. It is doing basic functionality. When I say basic functionality, only these type of data only it is blocking. PII, PH related data only, but it is not blocking these type of data. If you want to block those, so personal data breach it is happening in that scenario, dedicated DLP tools we have to use. Is it clear or not?
Yes, yes. In the morning, while you are saying EDR tool policies, there in the DLP, you told to activate only the country-based PII.
Yes, correct. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now you can see, right? So only country-based specific only it is supporting current EDR tools. In future, maybe they will implement this one as well. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, it's a very good point. Very logically, you catch it. You caught it. Really appreciate for that one. Okay, so that is about overall DLP. As I said, dedicated DLP tools if you need, so we have to, it's better to purchase. So because nowadays DLP also very, very important. Okay, so as I said, for dedicated DLP also, we have a lot of vacancies are there outside. One of the person is selected for Gensar company and he's drawing 15 lakhs. Very simple tool, very simple tool. Okay, so next one, third one is HADS, HAPS. So I will give more discussion about IDS and IPS in the wherever we are discussing about network IDS and network is it's a part of network security. So here I will focus on only HADS, HAPS. Basically, this concept has come from IDS, IPS topic. So we have IDS and also we have IPS. So already you know what is IDS. It's an intrusion detection system. Second one is IPS, intrusion prevention system. Okay, so what is IDS will do? It will only detect and also give the alert notification, detection as well as alert notification. Whenever any abnormal or malicious or suspicious activity will happen. So that is IDS. On the other hand, IPS, what exactly it will do? So it will do both detection and also blocking. Okay, so detection and also blocking the malicious or abnormal or suspicious activity. So that is on the IPS side. So which one is better? Obviously, IPS is better. Maybe you can ask the question now. Then why IDS came into picture? Initially, whoever is identified as a scientist, they identified IDS. Later, they found out IPS also. That is one of the reason. Second reason is couple of places we have to monitor. We should not block it. Example, internal traffic. We have to monitor, that's all, but will not block it. Okay, so those scenarios, IDS is very important. Okay, so obviously IPS is better than IDS. Why? Because it will do detection as well as a blocking. Now there are different types of IDS IPS we have. Types of IDS IPS. One is host IDS and host IPS. Next one is network IDS, NIDS and NAPS. Next one is wireless IDS and wireless IPS. Even Wi-Fi monitoring also we have to monitor. Okay, so Wi-Fi also we have to monitor. Why? Because nowadays rogue devices. So example, you can see here SSID. This is called SSIDs. All these are called SSID. Whatever it is appearing. Are you able to see my screen? Are you able to see Wi-Fi here?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, all these are called SSID basically. So SSID means full form is service set identifier. Okay, service set identifier. These example ACT and also ACT, Sunrise. All these are completely service set identifier, SSID. Okay, so what rogue device will do? When I say rogue, in the Wi-Fi terminology, attacker we can call it a rogue. Attacker we can call it a rogue in the Wi-Fi terminology. So rogue device meaning here whatever device he is trying to connect to. Example, maybe this Wi-Fi connectivity. Okay, so maybe he wants to connect to this particular Wi-Fi. So whatever system or rogue device is connected, example maybe mobile or maybe so tablet or maybe laptop or MacBook and so on. That device will call it a rogue device. That is nothing but attacker device. Okay. So even wireless IDS and wireless IPS also. Okay, we have to monitor. Okay, I will explain full details about what is wireless IDS and wireless IPS at the time of firewall. Okay, so whenever you are going to visit couple of stations like railway station, bus station, nowadays restaurants also, they are providing free Wi-Fi, and even airport also, they are providing free Wi-Fi and so on. Just like that, we should not go and you should not give the Wi-Fi connectivity. Maybe attacker, they can hack our systems easily. Wi-Fi router will be there, one of the hacking device. Using that hacking device, whatever password used, easily he can catch. Okay. So that's why public Wi-Fi's don't use whenever, especially for your office laptop. Even restaurant, most of the people I have seen practically, Cafe Coffee Day, they will go. Maybe some other coffee days, they will go. And they will connect you for business laptops also, they will connect from there itself. Okay, we should not do that one. Better you can use your mobile data instead of that one. Okay. So that is about wireless IDSA. Once again, as I said, in future, we'll discuss about more thing on the Wi-Fi monitoring and also wireless monitoring. So licensing option. So licensing option, obviously based on number of endpoints. So second one is design or deployment. Or implementation. I'm repeating, everything is repetition only. So client and server based approach. Okay, so HDS HAPS agent we have to install on the respective host machine or end user machine. So this agent will communicate it to our HDS HAPS tool. Okay, whenever any malicious activity or abnormal activity or suspicious activity, illegitimate activity is happening, this agent will communicate based on the policies we configured, and also based on the detection methods. It will give either alert notification or maybe it will block as well. Okay, prevention also. Okay, that is called client and server based approach. This is the fourth or fifth time we are repeating. This is applicable to even file integrity monitoring. This is applicable to even encryption also. So next one is detection methods. So mainly HDS HAPS, it will use three detection methods. Those methods are, one is signature based. Second one is machine learning or artificial intelligence. Third one is baseline method. This machine learning and artificial intelligence also called as behavioral pattern, because based on the habits, based on the actions, so based on the end user activities, this machine can be understood. Okay, behavioral based. Okay, you know already what is signature. We discussed already. Vendor will maintain the all the signatures in the respective vendor tool or database. Whenever similar type of signature it is matching, it will block it automatically or allow it based on the whether it is a illegal activity or legitimate activity. And machine learning, this is applicable to, for example, DOS and DDoS attacks. In our flooding of the traffics are coming to our systems, our tool will suspect this one as a peaks of the traffic is coming, and it will generate the alert notification. So on system is going to compromise via DOS and DDoS attack. Example one of the scenario. Okay, one of the system is got compromised and keep on communicating to the command and control server. That is also IPS part. Next one is baseline method. As I said, so on an average, so what is the baseline it will form after observing the 1 month or 2 months traffic? Whenever it is crossing that particular baseline, it will generate the alert notification. It will suspect maybe some of the malicious activities going on in our network or in our system. Okay, so these are the detection methods. Next one, what are the different types of policies we have to configure? One is malware related policy we have to configure. One is DOS and DDoS related policies we have to configure. Okay, next we have to configure the command and control communication, C2C communication. C2C communication meaning here already whether the system is got compromised and it is communicating to our attacker server, not our attacker server. So C2C communication, it's one of the very, very favorite interview question. one of the system is got compromised and it's keep on communicating to the command and control server. In that scenario, how can you do instant investigation? I'm repeating, one of the system or server is got compromised by, so one of the system or server is got compromised and it's keep on communicating to the C2C server. In that scenario, so how can you do the investigation? How can you identify, first of all? Obviously, we can identify through SIM tool, or maybe we can identify through IDS IPS tool, or maybe through we can identify firewall. Now, whatever system is got compromised, that system is reaching out to, as a bot or zombie, it is reaching out to attacker. Now we have to go and we have to see what type of communication it is going away. What are the level of the data breach it is happened? Okay. What is the level of the data breach it is happened? We have to use a DLP logs. Whatever command and control related communication is going outside, we have to use IDS IPS logs. All are hand in hand. So this we can discuss in future, don't worry. Okay. So next one, we have to DOS and yeah, these are the couple of things. Flooding category, all flooding category of the attacks also we have to configure the policies. So that is about IDS IPS. Policies part. Detection methods already you know. And who all vendors or tools are available. So very popular one right now in the market related to our IDS IPS or host IDS, host IPS. One is McAfee. Next one is Trend Micro. Tipping point from Trend Micro. Tipping point from 10 micro. Next one we have F5. F5 HX, not NX. What is HX? I will explain later. HX means host. Host X means unknown number. Okay. So in mathematics, if you don't know something, we'll say unknown, right? So that unknown number is called X. In the similar way, H 100, 200, 300. Meaning here, host machine of the respective IDS tool or APS tool. Okay. Next one, we have SourceFire from Cisco. Next, we have Symantec. Trend Micro is over. Yeah, these are the very popular tool right now. Okay, Vectra also. So McAfee, tipping point from Trend Micro, F5. Next one, SourceFire. Next one, Symantec, Vectra, and also one more is there. FireEye. FireEye also. So these are all the couple of tools are available on the HADS HAPS part. In case our EDR tool, you can see EDR tool has the capability of HADS HAPS. So morning already we discussed. One second. Yeah, you can see HADS HAPS capability also. Nowadays, most of the organizations, what they are doing, so they are purchasing EDR, they are not purchasing a dedicated HADS HAPS tool because already EDR tool has the capability of HADS HAPS. So, but DLP they are purchasing. Why? Because so EDR tool is not doing full-fledged of the DLP policies or rules or blocking of the data leak. Okay, don't confuse here and there. Okay, you can listen 2 or 3 times of the video in case if you don't understand. Okay, so that is about HADS HAPS. Next one is file integrity monitoring. Fourth one. So full form is file integrity monitoring. So when you say integrity, basically trustworthy of the data or adding or deleting or updating or modifying, another person should not add or delete or modify the data. That is called integrity. Okay. As per CIA triad, confidentiality, integrity, and availability. So why we have to monitor the files? So example, we have in our system, we have C drive, we have D drive, we have E drive, and so on. So there are a lot of files will be there. Example, if you are going to see programming files, under programming files, what are software installing? So everywhere, so every file path and also file name, it can be installed. In the similar way, whatever you are downloading, so under it, those softwares or files will be there, part of downloads option. And whatever documents you are saving, it will be there in the documents related part. All those are files. So why we have to monitor all these files? Because whenever any malware category of the attacks are entering into the organization level, attacker will inject the malware into the end user machine. Nothing but he is adding the file. So those behavior based, okay, so adding of the files will be provided by file integrity monitoring tool. Okay, that's why even whatever files are there, all those files we have to monitor. It's very, very important. Okay, so what is the licensing option here? Same concept. So we have to install, we have to based on the number of endpoints, sorry, based on the sorry, number of endpoints. Next one is design or implementation or deployment. So meaning here, we have to use the client and server based approach. Same thing. Now you are getting right. So a couple of people asked a couple of questions morning. So what is the DLP, design and implementation? What is file integrity monitoring, design and implementation? Okay, it's common for all the endpoint security solutions. Hope you are getting now. So here, so all these are endpoints. This is FIM tool. So this agent, file integrity monitoring agent, we have to install here. And whenever any internal employee or maybe external attacker, he is adding or injecting the file, or is updating the files, or is deleting the files, and also is modifying the files. That time this agent will communicate to the file integrity monitoring tool. Based on the policies configured, it will automatically generate the alert notification. Okay. So here, what are the different types of policies we have to configure? One is add the file. This also called injecting of the file or installing of the file. Next one, we have to implement deleting of the file. Next one is modifying. Next one, updating. Updating and modifying both are same only, I think. Yeah, so these are all the different types of policies we have to configure. Okay. So once we are doing, automatically it will, agent will communicate it to the respective file integrity monitoring tool. And based on those policies we configure, it will give the either alert notification or maybe allowing or maybe blocking and so on. Now we can go and we can see who has done what. Traceability we can see. Okay, now what are the different types of tools we have? Tools. Right now, number one in the market, Veronis. It's one of the file integrity monitoring tool. And Sophos. Sophos has inbuilt capability. Sophos EDR tool has file integrity monitoring checks also. And Symantec and Trend Micro, McAfee. Next one is CrowdStrike. All the endpoint security tools we have this option. Carbon Block, Sentinel-1. Okay. Next one, Silence, Microsoft Defender, and so on. So these are all the tools are available related to file integrity monitoring. One of the person, not one of the person, two persons are selected for only dedicated to file integrity monitoring. Two persons are selected for dedicated to file integrity monitoring. It's a very simple. Who is doing what and whether what type of access they have, whether they are authorized person to access the files or not. Do you know what is getting 12 lakhs per annum? The tool name also Veronis. Very simple tool. Just monitoring one tool only. And permanent work from option. What else he wants? Okay. So last one is encryption. So encryption, this is a disk encryption. Okay, there are two different types of encryption mechanisms we have. One is a data at rest encryption. Second one, data at transit encryption. We are not discussing about data at transit. Data at transit is a part of cryptography technologies. It's a part of application security. Whenever any data is traversing from one location to another location or one device to another device, in that scenario, we can call it a data at transit. Data at rest meaning here. So in the rest position of the data. So example, disk. Every laptop has a disk will be there. The disk, if someone is stealing or someone is robbing, how we can encrypt the data? How we can, okay, so identify, and also obviously once example, maybe I will give scenario. Maybe you lost your laptop. You don't have the disk encryption option. So maybe that person who ever caught or who ever taken your laptop, maybe he can dismantle your laptop and he will take his hard disk. Then he can put into his laptop and he can see whatever data it is there. So that's why disk encryption is also very, very important. This disk encryption we have to do for all the endpoints, and also servers also we have to do. It's very important. This is applicable to cloud as well. Whenever we are launching VM virtual machine, maybe EC2 elastic cloud computing of the virtual machine in the Amazon. So one of the options is the disk encryption. You want to encrypt the disk or not. Per hour, so and so much dollars you have to pay. Okay, so this encryption is a data at rest encryption, because we are discussing about endpoint security. We are not discussing about, okay, network security or maybe email security. We are discussing about endpoint security. Endpoint is nothing but all the servers, laptop or MacBook or workstation desktop. So all those endpoint has the disk. That disk we are encrypting. That's why this is called data at rest encryption. So example, disk encryption, database encryption. Database encryption we are not discussing here, only disk encryption. Because our operating systems, whatever we are maintaining, it's a part of endpoint. Database, once again, it's a different concept. Okay. So these are all examples for the data at rest encryption. Okay. Now, what is the licensing option for disk encryption? Licensing option. Based on number of endpoints. Next one is design or implementation. Client and server based. Next one. There is no need to configure any policies. Okay. Yeah, there is no need to configure any policies. So just we have to install the, okay, agent. That agent will monitor 24/7. If anyone is doing some illegal activity on the disk level, that agent will communicate whether disk is encrypted or not. Whether disk is encrypted or not, what is the status of the encryption agent? So example, this is your laptop. Laptop has a disk. The disk, one of the software we have to install. So this is encryption tool. So maybe this disk example, laptop disk is not encrypted, then alert will be generated. So and so laptop is not encrypted. So and so laptop, okay, encryption agent is sleeping. Agent is maybe, okay, inactive status. Agent may be unknown status. Always encryption agent should be active status. Okay, so encryption agent status. Active, inactive. Morning we have seen same thing. Unknown. Next one is sleeping. Okay. So these are all the different types of status. If active is means our disk is encrypted, it's working fine. There is no problem at all. If the status of the agent is showing these are all the different types of status, then we will get the alert notification and we have to see why it is inactive status, why it is unknown status, why it is a sleeping status, and so on. Then we have to troubleshoot what is the reason behind that particular activity. Maybe a couple of times we have to uninstall the agent and we have to reinstall also. That is our first role basically. As I said morning also, what is our first role in the endpoint security or endpoint protection related roles and responsibilities? First thing is, so health checkup is very, very important. First, once you are logging into your system, then you have to go and you have to see what is the status of the health for all the endpoints, whether it is active or inactive or maybe unknown or maybe sleeping state. That's what we have to identify. Later, you can go and you can work on the alert notifications. Okay. Otherwise, your systems will get compromised if the status is all these three. Same time, any attacker is trying to do compromise. Okay, so couple of vendors are available in the market. Vendors are tools. So what are those vendors are tools? Example is what is that? BitLocker. BitLocker from Microsoft. It's a very, very popular. Why? Because most of our laptops, it's a part of Microsoft. Okay, OS we are using. Okay, otherwise MacBook also we are using. By default, Microsoft company, what they are doing, BitLocker software they are giving with additional maybe $1 or $2. So we'll purchase and we'll use a BitLocker. So BitLocker meaning here, so once you are installing the encryption agent, when you're switching on the your laptop at the time of 9 o'clock, your shift will start. It will ask first your encryption key because disk is encrypted already, right? So first we have to switch on the encrypted key. Example, maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That is the encrypted key. Then once that encrypted key is successfully verified, then it will ask username and password. This is the way how it will work. Most of the companies they are using BitLocker. It's very, very famous because by default Microsoft company itself for little amount of money they are giving BitLocker software as a license. Next one we have Symantec, Microsoft, Trend Micro. Next one is McAfee. So these are all the McAfee EPO, e-policy orchestration. So these are all the very famous encryption related tools we have available. But as I said, now almost 70% of the organization, they are using BitLocker only. Why? Because it's very cheap as compared to all other three. Okay. So that's all about overall endpoint security and endpoint protection. Each and every tool we have vacancies. Each and every tool we have vacancies. So many people are working on EDR. So many people are working on DLP. So many people are working file integrity monitoring and couple of multiple options also. Combination with the antivirus and EDR plus DLP, DLP with file integrity monitoring also. So for endpoint security also, we have a lot of vacancies are available. Please go and check in the Naukri. Okay. So endpoint security and click on search button. So many vacancies will come. Dedicated to CrowdStrike also we have vacancies available. Dedicated to Silence, dedicated to Sentinel-1, dedicated to Carbon Block from VMware. Okay. So that is about overall endpoint security. So as I said, I will discuss Sophos EDR tool. So what is the work I'm giving to you? So just you can go to the respective Google browser and type 30 days Sophos EDR tool or Sophos Central. Okay. So Sophos Central for endpoints, you can go this one and you can try in this one. Sophos Central trial version. Click on this one. Then you can register your name here. Okay. So register. Next. 30 days trial version will come. Then you can play with this tool. Practical explain tomorrow. What to do and how to do. Are you getting what I'm saying here? So
Yes,
please
yes.
go to
Yes,
Google
sir.
and type Sophos 30 days free trial. Sophos Central free trial. Okay. Sophos has so many products are there. Example, Sophos EDR, you can see. Sophos worked protection, Sophos mobile, Sophos encryption also. Yeah, encryption also there. Sophos firewall, Sophos wireless, Sophos switch, Sophos zero trust network. This is now trending technology in the market. Please go and watch my YouTube video. Zero trust network is a trending technology in the market right now. And Sophos email, Sophos MDR, XDR factory, and so on. So many tools it is supporting, Sophos company. It's one of the leading tool along with Fortinet. Okay, not only just antivirus tool. They have so many tools are available, cloud also. Okay, so just you can go and you can type 30 days Sophos Central. Then this website will come and click on Sophos Central trial. And you can register your name. One activation email will come. Click on your activation email. That's all. Okay. So then your 30 days free trial will come. Then you can go and you can practice what are the different tabs are there. Okay. So what is mean by devices? What is mean by dashboard? Okay. What is mean by alerts? What are the different types of alerts we are receiving and so on. Okay. So that's all for today evening. And tomorrow morning, I will take class around 8 o'clock. Okay. So how many people are attended today interview? Vishnu, did you attend the interview? Harsha? Peter? Hello? Am I audible?
Yes, sir, you're audible.
Who are all attended today?
I attended. I attended today.
Peter is attended. Okay, next, who else? Who else is attended?